recapping last season a little bit, how satisfied were you with the overall team improvement? Obviously, moving up a little bit in the conference. I realize that 8th place isn't the ultimate goal, but you had to be happy to see progress.
I guess I wouldn't say I was very satisfied at all. I mean, yeah, we did improve, but improving from 10th place or whatever we were the year before isn't much. I mean, we knew we were capable of much more, and we showed that at times. So, yeah, 8th place, it was an improvement, but it wasn't the improvement that we were looking for. So just someone outside of the program may look at it and see 1 or 2 spots improvement. You know, you're moving in the right direction, but we know we're capable of much more than that.
With a lot of returners and some recruits that I know you and Coach Muller are excited about, what's the energy and feel around the program since you've gotten back to school and started practicing?
You know, I truly think there's something special happening here, and a lot of that is because of Coach. He's very committed to the team. Practices are much more competitive. We've only had a few so far, but you can tell there's just a difference. They're much more competitive. People know what they have to do. You know, what's been able to make it the past few years isn't going to be good enough this year. So, which is good. You know, scores are a lot better, and practices there's just a lot more energy there and a lot more focus, which is good to see.
What is preseason practice like for the golf program? Because nobody really sees what you guys do. You're away from campus. What is the routine like?
Typically, just go out and play about 9 holes a day usually, and then some kind of a drill afterwards. Maybe once or twice a week hit range, and then practice as well. I mean, it takes quite a while with it being in Lincoln. It takes about over 3 hours of your day by the time you leave to the time you get back. So it's definitely commitment, but like I said, guys are staying after and doing a lot more this year, which is good to see.
What are some of those advantages of being at Highlands now for the home course?
First of all, just having 18 holes to practice on, changing up what you do. It's not such a routine, because Seward is good for what they have to work with, but playing the same 9 holes every day, it gets pretty tiring. So having 18 holes to play on, and also just practice facilities are better. There's like a chipping green and a putting green, and they're bigger. So I mean, there's just a lot more advantages there, and the course is more of a kind of a championship layout that we see in meets, so it prepares us much better.
You mentioned some of those newcomers. Tell me a little bit about Reed Weeb and what kind of impact he could make right away.
I've known Reed for quite a while. I have some family where he's from, so I've known him for years, played golf with him several times. He went to UNO originally, so obviously he's a D1 talent, and he can make an impact right away. I mean, other sports, I mean, you talk about maybe football, it takes 11 guys, but in golf, 1 guy can make a huge difference because you're only taking 4 scores. So him, along with the other freshmen we have coming in, and then we also got another transfer of Matt Odden, so we really think we have the pieces to really turn it around this year.
Tell me a little more about those kind of expectations. Obviously, you said you felt like you should have been able to accomplish more last season, so what do you have in mind for this year?
Again, for someone outside of the program, moving up to maybe 7th or 6th would be an improvement. It'd be growth, all that. But for us, I really think we can be in that discussion to contend every week. You know, last year there was 4 or 5 teams that were right there every meet that you knew those were the teams that were going to contend. And I really believe we can be in that group now. I mean, like Midland, when I first got into college, were bottom of the pack right with us, and then they went and won last year. So I really think we can look at that and use that as a springboard and be right there every week.
Individually, what do you see happening in your senior season? You've been in all conference the past 2 years. What do you want to accomplish as a senior?
Well, this year, it's a different kind of outlook to the season. I mean, knowing that if I go out there and play well, our team has a chance to perhaps win that week. So it's just an extra motivation to play well. Last year I did get chosen as all conference, which was very, when the coaches choose you, that's very nice. But I didn't really want to be chosen. I wanted to do it outright. So I'd like to just be more consistent throughout, just kind of play the golf that I know I can play throughout the year.
What else should people know about Concordia men's golf for this season? Whether it's what your guys' interests are, favorite movies.
We have a lot of fun. I mean, practices are a little different than most other sports, like football or something. It's intense for 2.5 hours, where for us we're focusing, but then we have 10 minutes in between shots sometimes to just sit there and talk and mess around. So we quote a lot of movies like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all those. So we have a lot of fun at the same time, which is awesome.